Hi children, how are you all? I hope everything is fine over there and keeping well and being safe at home. I am Anthony from Bharathidhasanar Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Department of English. In the previous video session, we had a lengthy discussion about the lesson called The Last Lesson. There we had talked about the author, the importance of one's language, how a language can play a vital role in one's life, and the teacher started his last lesson. There we have seen explaining about, my dear children, this will be my last lesson because the order has come from the government, namely Berlin, to teach only German in Alsace and Lorena. So, in this video session, he is going to explain, or we are going to see how the language plays a vital role in each and everyone's life. French language is a beautiful language in the world. It is a beautiful language, clearest language, as well as it is a logical one. So, he started to teach the last lesson with the participles, namely in the part of grammar. He started the lesson with the grammar, and he is going to ask question towards the little boy, Mr. Franz. The little boy, Franz. That's what we will see in this video session. He took class, as I told you, the first class he took was on grammar. The boy did not give any answer because he was very weak in grammar, namely some of the formulas in grammar. So the teacher was very attentive, but this boy did not give any answer. Next, he took class on handwriting. That's what he asked the students. Never forget your mother tongue. Never forget your language. And he given them some practice also to do this, to do handwriting. Next, we will see this thing. As the class started, again he started to take class on geography. He started to take classes on geography. He said, my dear students, though our country is under the rule of Germans, and tomorrow onwards we are supposed to teach only French. But safeguard your country, protect your country, namely protect your mother tongue, safeguard your mother tongue. That's what he is demanding. Now, the classes in grammar, next in handwriting, next in geography. So, in 3 parts he took the class on the last day. So, this is the last lesson he took. The boys in the classroom, everybody understood, including the lazy boy, whom we call it as Franz, understood the lesson clearly because the teacher taught him with so much calmness and patience. So, he says, I enjoyed my class today. Everything I learned properly. I came to the school, I came to learn something in the school. I came for the school mainly resisting all my temptation. I was supposed to go in search of birds' eggs. I was supposed to go and see the drills of the Prussians. I was supposed to go and play in the river. But I resisted all the temptation. I came for the school to learn, and today I was very grateful to this teacher. The boy, you see how he transformed himself. So, the 3 topics, grammar, next handwriting, the third one is geography lessons over. Now, it is 12 o'clock. The church bell rang. The church bell started to ring. 12 o'clock. Christians, they used to say prayers thrice in a day. Namely, morning 6 o'clock, next to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, evening 6 o'clock. Angelus, they will say the Angelus. This is the prayer that all the Christians supposed to recite 3 times in a day. When the church bell rang, the boys would hear the sound. The boys would hear the sound of the church bell, even including the boy. Next, they would hear the trumpet of the Prussians. They were practicing near the open area, the school. They could hear the trumpet sound of the musical instrument sound. Now, the boy did not know what to do. Slowly, the teacher was sitting and just he was gazing something. He got up from the seat and took a piece of chalk in his hand and went near the blackboard. Just he wrote it on the board. Without looking, without talking anything, there was no speech at all. But This man wrote something on the blackboard. What he wrote? This is what he wrote. Viva la France. There is no substitute for this word, the people say. But we can translate something like this. Viva la France. This is what he wrote in a big letter on the board. The boys were curious to know what is happening, what he is going to write. Without opening his mind, there was no talk, no communication. Just took a piece of paper and leaned on the blackboard and started to write. This is what he wrote. Viva la France. There is no exact words that can be translated into other language. But we got some meaning. There is some meaning. What is the meaning of this? Viva la France. Viva la France. This is nothing else. Long live France. Long live France. This is the meaning. Let my language live forever and ever. Okay, well, let my language live. Learn your language properly. Do not forget your mother tongue. And he is writing on the, without talking anything, just he came down and in justice he said, the school is dismissed, you can proceed. The school is dismissed, you can proceed, because his sister is preparing something on the top floor. She is preparing, just about to move, because the very next day, they have to leave the place. This is what he wrote on the Viva la France. Long live France. Language should not be forgotten by the country people, namely your mother tongue. Your mother tongue is going to protect you, safeguard you in all the situations. Teach your children, the generation to come. Teach to everyone. Never hesitate to teach. Never hesitate to talk your mother tongue. Yes, my dear students, the importance of patriotism, sincerity, devotion is very well explained in this beautiful incident that took place in 1870. Now, let us have a recap about what we have learned. Okay, this incident took place in 1870, where Bismarck-led Prussians captured 2 districts of France. They defeated France and they captured 2 districts, that is Lorraine and Alsace. Since they captured the 2 districts, they put in an order. There was an order from the government order to teach only German from tomorrow onwards. And today is the last lesson in French, for the French language. The teacher, M. Hamel, who has been teaching for more than 40 years in the same school, takes his last class. All the village people, elders, they all came to attend the last class to show their reverence and respect to this great man. And the little boy, the protagonist of the story, the little boy who is afraid of turning to school, but on the day, resisting all the temptation, came to school. And we know what other temptation he had. But he came to school. The school was in absolute silence, as it is like a Sunday. But this boy that day understood the lesson very clearly. The classes were taken with so much of devotion and attention. This boy also showed a kind of enthusiasm, passion towards learning. And the classes were very clear. At last he wrote only just 3 words, Viva la France. Long live France. So the concluding part, what we can learn from this incident, or what we can learn from this particular prose is, never forget your mother tongue. Safeguard, protect your mother tongue in all the places, because your mother tongue is going to free you from all the clutches. It can break all the keys. It can give you true freedom from your enemies also. So, He asked the people to learn the mother tongue and never forget it, as well go on teaching to your generation. So, as I started the class, let me end it with that. Man, yes, my dear students, having come to the end of the prose, I would like to recall the words that I used. Man feels great not because the country is great. Man feels great not because the country is great, but because it is their own. It is their own country. It is their own country. Feel proud of your country. Feel proud of your mother tongue. Never forget it. Rather, protect your mother tongue, safeguard your mother tongue, pass your mother tongue to the generation that is to come. That is our moral duty. Every citizen should protect, safeguard and pass the mother tongue to other people. That's what we can do. Yes, with this we will come to conclusion of this beautiful lesson, which gives a lasting impression on every citizen to safeguard, to protect the mother tongue and pass that mother tongue to the future generation that is to come. Thank you very much.